Welcome to another episode of NAC Car Culture, your home of tough muscle cars, classic cruisers and high-performance imports. Proudly brought to you by NAC Insurance, specialists in modified and high-performance cars. Mount Shop, undercar specialists. And Teng Tools, get organised. First up, it's Time Attack. We're off to follow a few of the drivers doing battle in the final round of the New Zealand Superlap Series from Hampton Downs. The ProWare New Zealand Superlap Series consists of 7 rounds and competitors have 3 classes to choose from. The street class is for road legal cars all the way down to the tyres, while the step up to the Pro Street class lets drivers switch them out for a set of semi-slicks. Things get a bit more serious in the Pro Open class. No WOF required here, and unlike the World Time Attack regs, any tyre is permitted, for now anyway.
Superlap is based on your fastest lap time, so you're not door-to-door racing with other cars, you're basically running against the clock.
It's like qualifying, so you get one chance, lots of pressure, and try and get that one good lap and get all the corners right, which is really tough.
We're not racing door-to-door, so you don't need to do too many laps. 2 or 3 laps a session is fine for what we do, because we're only after the lap time.
Superlap's final round took place as part of the HRC series. Hampton Downs hosted a 320-strong field across a wide range of classes, from karts all the way up to GT1, with a whole lot in between, including the popular Honda Cup, Rotary Enthusiasts class, as well as Pre-65s and the Minis. The big turnout, proof of how popular circuit racing is in our country. It's also accessible. You can start off fairly simply without having to dive in toe-to-toe with the big boys.
It's good with classes like 2K Cup, so some guys can get a start for a relatively cheap input, and then you move up to the really competitive stuff like we do in GT1 and 2. Something you get passionate about, you get hooked on it, and you just want to go faster and faster.
There's 320 cars entered to race today, so for us it's a huge opportunity to get amongst, look at other cars, see what they're doing, gives them an idea to go, whoa, who's the Superlap, what's this all about? A lot of the guys from other classes are now joining, so circuit racing in a whole has grown so much. Drifting used to be the thing that everybody wanted to do and chase, and I think a lot of the guys with smaller budgets are sort of getting a lot more wheel time in Superlap cars. They're not racing with other cars, so they're not bumper to bumper, they're not damaging their cars. If they wreck their cars, it's through driver error or mechanical failure, but other than that, yeah, it's definitely one to get into.
Jackie and the J-Tune crew were back with this Fanta Hue Record, the Honda copping a pretty serious upgrade mid-season.
The engine's been swapped with a 2.4. Midway through the season, we put a supercharger in. At the moment, it's about 450 horsepower. We try to put that package to test it ourselves before we sell it to our customer. It's a pretty competitive car for street class. It's leading the championship this season. And at times, Ray William come and drive for us. So it's good to get an experienced driver to get some feedback from the car.
And in keeping with the class, this is a road legal car, from the right stickers on the window right down to the street tyres.
Still got aircon, stereo and everything in it. Just because today's the final race, we just stripped up the interior, try to get a better time before the season's finished. It's not about just building a car, it's all about consistency and setup. Also having a crew, a good crew to look after the car.
Because none of you, our wonderful viewers, would dare miss an episode of NAC Car Culture, you'll definitely remember our visit to Green Brothers Racing a few episodes back, where we met up with Andy Duffin and his collection of Mazda rotaries. Well, this is the real fast one. The 3-rotor racing crew and the 20B PPRX7 have been extended an invite to return to Sydney's World Time Attack event in October. As well as competing in the GT2 class, Andy joined the last couple of rounds of the local Superlap competition, making the most of the chance to dial in the 7 before it gets loaded on a boat.
Yeah, I guess the aero's working so well on this car that all the small things really make a massive difference. So little adjustments in shocks, we got some great shocks on board this year. The aero's working really well, so just, little things make a big difference. was the goal. I guess we're using it a little bit for testing to go to Australia, so we get some data once we make some more changes in the car. Have some fun, get out and burn some tyres up. We'd like to win Superlap for sure, that's the goal. And running in GT RNZ, we'd like to improve our lap time down to about a 104. So we're getting close. We're high fives at the moment, and I think we'll get there.
Leading the Pro Open class into the final round was Leon Scott in his 500 kilowatt plus Mitzi. Even more impressive given Leon's commitment to running semi-slick tyres, keeping the Evo in line with the World Time Attack rulebook.
Well, as a kid, I was always into everything that went fast, dirt bikes, motocross. And then I saw through Japan, a lot of the guys over there were running tuned cars from workshops, and they started the whole time attack thing with which workshop could make the fastest car on a semi-slick tyre, and it just blew up from there. And I saw that and I just thought, wow, the big aero, fire-breathing cars, big horsepower, and it's very unrestricted, the class, so yeah, that's pretty much what glued me in it. I started from the beginning like everybody else in a street class car, basically the same car we've got today, brought off a car yard as a normal road car. We did a couple of seasons, then we moved up a class, and then the car got sort of a bit crazy and we went up a next class, and then it got to the point now where it's definitely hard to hold on to, and yeah, we're going for it. This season, for the first time in the 8 years we've been doing it, we're actually holding the championship lead in the open class, which is a huge benefit for us. At the moment, we're just trying to hold on to that. I think this weekend will be more keeping the car reliable and setting a fast pace than trying to get the fastest lap time. I think it's going to be the biggest key for us. There's a lot goes through your head, and I mean, I psych myself out a lot of times, but once I get behind the wheel and I get out on the track, it all disappears. It's just concentrating on my lines, my braking points, if the car's handling right, remembering to relay to my team through the mic that what's going on with the car. I think that's a big key, so they can get an idea before I come back in what's going on. But yeah, keep a clear head, focus on what you're there to do, eh?
And despite a lineup of quality competition, Leon held on to take out the Pro Open title for the season. His quickest of the day at Hampton was a 109, but it was his consistency throughout the series that paid off, with no less than 6 top 3 finishes. Andy Duffin and the 3-rotor racing team left well prepared for their World Time Attack quest, clocking a blistering low 105 with a big old tank of NOS yet to be plumbed into the 20B. And the J-Tune Accord left Superlap's street front-wheel drive field in their dust and secured 3rd spot in Street King overall. The New Zealand Superlap Series will return later in the year to a racetrack near you. Get trackside and see what the fuss is all about.
It's very addictive. It's very addictive. It's the sort of thing that it's hard to describe to somebody. If you get the opportunity to get in a car and come and do Superlap, even if it's just a street class, you will get the bug. Yeah, and you just can't get rid of it.
NAC Car Culture was proudly brought to you by NAC Insurance, specialists in modified and high-performance cars, Mount Shop, undercar specialists, and Teng Tools. Get organised.